Good morning students. This semester I am going to handle microcontroller lab. The subject for the microcontroller lab is 18EL57. So in this you are going to have two parts. Part A comprises of assembly language programming and part B is C language programming. In assembly language programming you are going to prefer 8051 microcontroller and now I'll make you guys to understand how to open your Keil software in your computer. Okay, first procedure is first you should know how to open your microcontroller software. So to do programming in microcontroller you will be using a Keil software. It is nothing but Keil U Vision 5. Now I'll show how to open it. So go to your start menu. So there you can go for all programs. So when you go for all programs you can find the Keil U Vision 3. Click over that. So it will open. So it is ARM Keil Micro Vision 5. It is a program. You see already some programs are available in this. But being a new when you start your project as a new one, then you have to go to project. So in this project first you need to close. So when you close you will get a plain screen like this where this is the starting stage where you guys are supposed to start. After this each student should create one project. Go to project, give create project. So after this here close projects, new microvision project. So it is a create project. So give the project title as sample. Any name you can give, even you can keep the project name as you wish. When you see the file extension of your project files, it is going to be .uv. That is your Microsoft Keil Micro U Vision project. So the file extension for this particular project title is .uv. Then give save. Now whatever programs you are going to do, that you are going to save it under sample, because sample is your project name with the file extension .uv. By default the file extension will be available, but if not you have to give .uv proj. It is a file extension that is used for Microsoft Micro Keil Vision U5. In this you are going to use many manufacturers are there who develops the microcontroller chip, but in your syllabus since you have an Atmel, then click this Atmel wireless. So you could see here Atmel wireless and music. So double click over that. So when you double click you will get one more C microchip. So under this we have different category. In this you are going to select 89C51 AT89C51. So you can type in this tab box 89C51. So when you type it you will get 8089C51. You are going to click over that. So when you click you could see the characteristics, what exactly it is going to do. So 8051 based fully static 24 MHz CMOS controller with 32 IO lines, 2 timers, 6 interrupts, 2 priority levels, UART, 3 level programming memory lock, 4K bytes flash memory. So all the key features of 89C51 will be displayed in the right half of this particular screen. So even where you can see just to gain your knowledge you can click other ICs. What is the difference between 89C51 and 89C5115? Like that you can have a difference in have a comparative statement between different microcontroller. But in this lab you are going to focus only on 89C51. So click 89C51, then click OK. So when you click OK it will ask copy startup code. So startup code is important. Why? Because if you wanted to add a file or to remove a file, startup code is an important one that to be added onto your project folder. So for this also give S. Then it is already written override. Yes, override it. So as soon as you give, you could see some, before giving that you had a plain screen in this project window. So this particular window is nothing but your project window. Once your project is created, then you will get a project. This is the name of the project what you have given and target. So inside the target you have a source group. already you had a source group, there you have written a startup file. But this startup file, it is a by default file. So right click on this particular file, remove this startup a.51. So you have to remove it. Now you wanted to create a new file. So if you wanted to create a new file, go to file menu, new, because creating a project is different, creating a file is different. Project is the one where you will have multiple files, multiple working files inside that particular project. Now you can create one folder. So as soon as you create a folder, here you can type your mnemonics code. For example, I'll type one simple code, MOV. So here it is not a case sensitive. So anything you can do it. Any cases you can use, either uppercase or lowercase you can use. For example, here I am going to give move a comma hash 32h. So if I give like this, it is hash is given, so it is going to be your immediate data. So in accumulator, I'll be seeing this 32h. So once your code is written, you can type end. So end is a assembler directive. So once your program sees this end instruction, after this any other code is there. After this, if you write move b comma hash 55, this particular statement, this statement is not executed by your assembler. Why? Because end is the statement that will be your last statement. After this, whatever statement you give, it will not be encountered by the assembler. So this particular line is not required, so you can delete it. After writing the program, your next step is you need to save the program. To save the program, click save button. So when you click a save button, you can give any type, any name, sample program. So sample, you can give file 1. The file extension to be used is .asm. Since it is an assembly language program, you have to use a file extension called file1.asm. The file name could be anything. Now this is a sample program, right? So you can write it as sap.asm, or you can write tick.asm. Anything you can write it. So here I'll be naming my file as file1.asm, where it has got 2 codes. So before saving the file, you could see the mnemonics, whatever you have written, it was in complete black color. But after, once the file is saved, then it has taken its own color. Suppose if any wrong statements is there, then you could see here, the color of your data transfer instruction is not changed. So this particular file, we need to add it to the source group. What is the file name that we have used for these 2 statements? It is your file name 1. So keep your cursor on this project window. In this project window, there is a source group. So before you build a target, you need to right click this source group. Then you have to add your files. So already the file is existing. So you can add the created file. So this is your created file. You have to add this created file in the source group. Then only it is possible for you guys to run the program. So click this, right click your source group, add existing files to group source group. In this, what is the file name you are given? File 1, right? So you can type here .asm file. So file 1 is the file you are going to add it in the project window. So once if you give add, you could see here the file 1.asm is added in the project window of your present screen. Then you close this. After this, right click this target. So when you right click this target, you have options for target. Click this options for target. When you click this options for target, the 8051 microcontroller works at 11.0592 MHz frequency. Just change the frequency to 11.0592. Then click OK. Okay. So all the basic procedure is over. After that, you need to build the target. To build the target, go to your project menu. So in this project menu you have build a target. So you can click this particular point. So after clicking this build target, after clicking, first you have to give a start stop debug session. When you give a start stop debug session, it comes to the ordinary screen. So before that, what we can do is we need to build the target. When you build a target, here you could see the number of errors and a warning. If end statement is missing, you will see one warning statement. Why? Because after this whatever statement you are writing, it will be encountered by your assembler. It will be considered by your assembler. In case if you give end statement, after this if you give move b comma hash 55h, your assembler will not consider this particular statement. So you can, now I will show one more thing. Here you could see here you build the target. So after building the target, text found beyond the end statement is ignored. It means that your assembler will ignore the statement after your end instruction. Even when I do step-by-step execution, you guys will understand. To do a execution, go to debug, give start stop debug session. So when you give a start stop debug session, your screen will appear like this and you have a memory window. Suppose if you wanted to go for a memory window, if a memory window is not present here, you consider if a memory window is not available over here, go to view, click this memory window. You click memory window 1, 2, 3. So before only I have memory window 1, memory window 2, memory window 3 is not there. If I click this memory window 3, again your memory window 3 will appear here. So if one memory window is there, it is okay. Now if you wanted to go for that particular memory window, you can type d:40h. If I want to go means 040h. If you type, you can see the 40th memory location. Now I will show the step-by-step execution. Before showing the step-by-step execution, I wanted to tell what is available in this registers. So before you give a start stop debug session, you will have only project window. Once the start stop debug session is given, you will get a register window. So in this register window, you can find R0 to R7 register, and you can find your A register, B register, SP. SP is nothing but your stack pointer, which shows on reset of your microcontroller, the address or the stack pointer points 07 from your program status words. So the bits available in your program status words are carry bit, auxiliary carry bit, user defined flag. RS is nothing but register pair selection, that is whether you wanted to select your register bank 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to 4. So once it is given, so based on this, on reset, your program status word is 00. So only your stack pointer is showing 07H. DPTR is nothing but your data pointer. It is a 16-bit register that is used to store your data. 16-bit data you can store. So the data pointer can be split as two 8-bit data pointer, that is data pointer high and data pointer low. PC is nothing but your program counter. The program counter shows the address of the next instruction to be executed, and before execution you can see all the values. By default it is 0. Especially you can see your accumulator, because here you have used your accumulator and B register. Now I will show you step-by-step execution. First step, if I execute, this is the step-by-step execution. First step, if I execute, the content of accumulator is 32. So the content of accumulator is moved as 32. Next it is end statement. After that, any more time if you do is also, it will not be executed. This particular instruction is not executed. Why? Because your assembler will ignore any more instructions after your end instruction. So this instruction, though it is there, though the instruction is a valid instruction, it will not be executed. Here you can see execute read permission error. This is how your Keil software will work. Once your execution is over, then you can have to go to debug start stop debug session. So it will come back to your original screen. This is how you will be executing your programs using Keil software. Okay, thank you students.